Are you mentally healthy? What do you think constitutes good health? Is it merely the absence of diseases? Do you think you are healthy just because you are not visibly sick? Does health only include your physical well-being? Well, according to the World Health Organization, health is a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being and not merely the absence of disease. An important implication of this definition is that mental health is more than just the absence of mental disorders or disabilities. Important indicators of good mental health include how we feel about ourselves, how we cope with stressful events, and how we think and behave. Hello. I am counselor working with Dr. Prerna Kohli, a clinical psychologist and the founder of MindTribe. At MindTribe, we provide affordable counseling, support groups, communities, workshops, and e-learning for mental health. Do you often find yourself worrying about everyday issues for no obvious reason? Are you always waiting for disaster to strike or excessively concerned about things such as work, school, family, or your career? Worrying excessively about everyday things, even when there is little or no reason to worry about them, is considered to be a sign of poor mental health. This frequent feeling of dread interferes with how you live your life and then produces negative outcomes. You might even feel constantly jittery and restless and find it difficult to relax. Sometimes, you may start depending on substances to relax your mind. Other times, you may end up spending sleepless nights or have a night of disturbed sleep, thus reducing productivity levels and the quality of your life. Do you often feel like you're devoid of hope and positivity in your life? Well, this is another important indicator of poor mental health. Hopelessness is a strong emotion that often contributes to a low mood, and if felt constantly, it may adversely affect the way you perceive yourself, other individuals, personal circumstances, and even the world. A loss of ability to look forward to exciting things in life and anticipate a bright future can also be a cause of concern. You may find yourself losing interest in activities, events, or people that used to earlier bring you joy. Someone who has become hopeless may no longer value things that were once important. The emotion is often associated with a lack of inspiration as well as feelings of powerlessness, helplessness, and abandonment. Most of us tend to question our self-worth when we encounter failures or setbacks in life, don't we? While it's completely normal to go through self-doubt every once in a while, having a low sense of self-worth can dictate and control every decision you make, whether it has to do with your career, life, or relationships. Neglecting your own needs, letting others treat you poorly, and relying too much on external sources of validation are all outcomes of having a low sense of self-worth. Following these patterns can have a detrimental effect on your mental well-being. Last but not the least, having a poor appetite and skipping meals is both a cause and consequence of a troubled mind. You may even find yourself resorting to the consumption of junk food high in sugar and fats as a coping mechanism in emotionally distressing times. This emotional eating is a big red flag of the lack of mental well-being. Similarly, both sleeplessness and oversleeping are indicative of poor health. Under- and oversleeping both make you feel lethargic, unmotivated, and exhausted, thus disrupting your routine and inevitably your life. In the face of overwhelming and challenging circumstances, people have a tendency to rely on their near and dear ones for support or try to deal with everything alone, despite showing clear signs of poor mental health. Many people are reluctant to reach out to mental health professionals because of the stigma surrounding mental health issues. We commonly view mental health issues differently from medical ones. For example, when we break a leg or have chest pain, we'll see a doctor. However, When we feel depressed or are facing problems with alcohol dependence, we may be embarrassed to seek the help of a therapist. Many people view these conditions as weaknesses they should handle themselves. Unfortunately, this mindset prevents them from getting professional assistance that may alleviate their problems. If certain issues have been causing problems in your life and you aren't sure how to make the necessary changes, therapy can help. With the help of a professional, you can get out of unhealthy emotional and behavioral patterns. Remember, it is more than okay to ask for help. To recognize an emotional problem and receive help is not at all a sign of weakness. Rather, taking these acts of self-care seriously is a characteristic of resilient and strong-willed individuals. On behalf of Dr. Prerna Kohli and the team of counselors at MindTribe, thank you for listening to this podcast. If you, or someone you love, needs counseling for any mental health issues, please feel free to contact us.